Pre-trip video for vehicle 743. We'll be going over the basic components of the spray truck, as well as how to fill out the driver's log. First thing we want you to fill out: driver's log date, your name, the vehicle number, start odometer, payroll start, when you leave the yard, what time you return to the yard, and your job start location. First thing we'll be checking out on this truck is that the doors open and close. Doors both open and close. Open up the door and check the gross vehicle weight. It's on the inside here, 14,000 pounds. And we've also highlighted our tire pressure as well. Go ahead and pop the hood to get inside. Pull in the latch. Walk around the front here. This one's at the top. You got to reach your hand inside, pull the latch. Again, no prop rod. We're on hinges here. Checking out the most important thing, the engine oil. Looking for the round yellow dipstick. Wiping off the excess with our shop rag or whatever we have handy. This one's a little tricky to get it back in there. You've got a hose to fight. Want to make sure it goes all the way in. When we take it out, we want to make sure that the oil is in between the two dots. Looks like we're a little full on this one. Ideally, we should be between the two dots. We're a little heavy on this one. If we did need to add the engine oil, this truck actually tells you on the top 7 quarts of 5W30. Your tranny fluid is a Mercon LV, full service 16 quarts. If we did need to add the oil, the cap to fill it is here. You'd remove the cap, insert a funnel, add the oil. This one we know we need SAE 5W30. It's listed on the cap. Replace the cap, and then you're going to want to check the engine oil again to make sure that you have the right amount of oil in it. Come over to the battery here and take a look at the battery. Terminals look clean. Everything's connected good there. We're looking at the engine, making sure there's no puddling or pooling of oil anywhere. Everything looks okay here. Come over here to the washer reservoir. Pop this guy off. Make sure that there's fluid in there. Looks like we might need a little bit. Coolant. Very similar. Max and min fill. This one looks good. Also got our brake fluid on this side. Same thing with a minimum or a maximum fill line. If your brake fluid is missing, or if you're adding it daily or weekly, this is a major problem. You should not have to add or adjust your brake fluid at all. If it is a consistent problem, you're going to want to let somebody know that you have maybe a bigger issue with your brakes. As we fan over, we're going to find our power steering fluid with, again, a minimum or a maximum fill line. Make sure that this guy's got enough for the day. Looking inside, we can see our belts right off the top here. You can see that there's no damage, no fraying on that. Appears to be in good shape. Close the hood by simply pulling it down. And let's take a look inside. Most importantly, we want to make sure that our seatbelt works. Make sure that we're staying safe. Wait for that click. There it is. We're going to check out our side mirrors. Make sure that our mirrors are in good shape. Nothing's missing, nothing's broken. Same thing on the other side. Appears to be in good shape. Go ahead and fire up the truck. I'm going to take a look at the outside here. Windshield appears to be in good shape. No chips or nicks. Windshield wipers work, plus fluid. Very good. Check the horn. Make sure the horn works. Horn works. Check the steering. Make sure that nothing's too loose or too tight. Make sure the wheels coordinate with where you're turning the steering wheel. Everything looks good there. We're going to check out our vents. Make sure our defrost is working. Very good. Just want to check and make sure our vents are working. Very good. Check for our CB radio so we can communicate with the other vehicles. Very good. Chase channel is always number 2. our gauges. Look inside at our gauges. You can see that we've got a couple things here. Number one, the oil pressure should jump to the middle there whenever you fire up the truck. Your fuel level. Always want to make sure we're putting fuel in these vehicles at the beginning of the day to start our day and topping them off. Our two temperature pressures you'll see will be the water temperature and your transmission temperature. Now the transmission we showed you earlier, we are able to check the transmission fluid. We only want to check this while the vehicle is up to temperature. The other lights we'll see on this truck, we do see the low tire light. Exclamation point inside the underinflated tire there just means that your tire pressure sensors are not active. So you will need to check the tire pressure on these trucks daily or manually, if you will, as the sensors are not working. On this truck, since it is over 10,000 pounds, we will need a fire extinguisher, as well as our red triangles. Let's check out our headlights. Headlights are good. Give me high beams. High beams are good. Four ways. Four-way flashes are good. Give me the driver. Good. Passenger. Good. Let's take a walk to the back and check out the back lights. Brake lights are good. Give me the brake lights. Good. Four ways. Four ways are good. Driver. Good. Passenger. Good. Reverse. And this one we can see the reverse lights, and we can also hear the reverse alarm. On these spray trucks, we want to make sure that we absolutely have the backup alarms on them as well. With this truck, you'll also see the marker lights. Any marker light on the truck must be lit and working. So we can see the red one in the back. You can see the yellow one in the front, on the side here. And all these lights, if they're installed, they must be working, or that is a DOT violation. In the back, we can also see our spare tire in good shape. As we're walking around, we're looking for anything loose or hanging. Looking at our marker lights again on the red and on the orange, they're both working. Inside the truck, we do have beacons. You'll turn on by flipping the switch labeled beacon up or down. And you'll see that works our beacon lights. Very good. So let's do a little walk around our truck. We're going to take a look at all the major sides, side panels, the doors, make sure there's no damage on our vehicle. Bumper, the grille, all appear to be in good working order. Everything's in good shape here. No damage, it looks like. Come over here and check our fuel cap. This one, it'll tell you again on the top what kind of fuel it takes. This one takes gas. And we've got a fuel cap that works. Very good. Okay, let's go ahead and give those tires a little check. Do the pressure test. Looks like it's holding air, very good. Same thing when we're looking at the tires, we can look underneath the truck to make sure there's no oil pooling or anything out of the ordinary. Can check and make sure everything inside is good. We're going to look inside at our rotors. Here we have drum. Very good. Same thing, making sure we don't have any excessive wear or tear inside there. Very good. Check out our tread depth as well while we're down here looking at the tire. Old Honest Abe inside. You can see we've got plenty of meat on these guys. This is very good. We also check our lug nuts while we're down here to make sure that our lug nuts are tight just by giving them a little turn by hand. Make sure nothing's too loose or too tight. Very good. Let's take a look at our list and see what we've got here. We've handled all of our in-cab, under the hood, around the vehicle. Let's take a look at the driver's items. Driver's license on person at all times. Proper license for this vehicle. Medical card for all trucks, 10,001 pounds gross vehicle weight. Proper PPE. Inside the cab, we'll find our high visibility yellow vest. Find our gloves. Got our safety glasses and our hard hat. Toolbox. All vehicles, we want to make sure that we've got the toolbox on the spray trucks. 10 hours off duty. Applies to all drivers. Brakes adjusted or self-adjusting. Cell phone use is prohibited. Seatbelt use is required. We must stop at all DOT checkpoints. Gross vehicle weight we saw at the beginning of the video. We're going to check our vehicle height. Again, typically listed inside the cab. On this one we read 9 foot 3 inches truck height. We're going to note any deficiencies that we found throughout the course of the day, whether or not our vehicle was satisfactory, and we're going to put our signature. At the end of the day, we'll put our end time, our total time, and our end odometer. You're going to note any deficiencies that you have found on the vehicle throughout the day, and whether or not the vehicle was satisfactory. We'll print our name, as well as sign in blue or black ink.